Colors. Am I right? While color applies to everything we see, it can also apply to things we don't see. People, myself included, love to assign colors to things that don't really have colors. And this is something that not only makes colors highly subjective in that regard, but also highly controversial. The classic example is if I were to ask you, what color is math? Math doesn't inherently have a color, but people love to assign typically red or blue to math. This is one of the most hotly debated subjects on the internet from what I've seen, and also one of the most important. So today, I'm settling this debate once and for all and defining what color school subjects are. And other things. We're gonna get to a lot of other things. It's not just gonna be school. We're gonna do like days of the week and months of the, like we'll get to a lot. Right, let's just open this video as controversially as possible. Math is red. I probably just lost half of my viewers. But math is red. What feelings does red invoke? Pain, suffering, anguish, passion, intensity. Math. My favorite emotion of them all. Algebra. Red as a color alerts us and like keeps us on our toes. And I feel like math alerts me and keeps me on my toes. The two are synonymous for me. I could never see a universe where math is blue or green or anything else other than red. So does that mean I think English is blue? Yeah, I don't know why I set that up like I was gonna defy expectation. Literature, language arts, social studies, that whole shebang, that all fits very nicely into blue for me. And there is a world where I could see it being green, but for me, science overrides that and takes green easily. To be honest, I could also see science being blue, but for me, it's just the connection between like nature and natural things, the natural world, if you will, and science. Those two are very closely linked a lot of the time. Regardless, math is red, English is blue, science is green. So what about the next color, yellow? I'll assign that to history. History as a concept has just a lot of yellow going on, vibe-wise. Couldn't tell you why. It just does. Because I said so. Art, of course, is the most colorful subject out of all of them, but for some reason, it just clicks with purple more than anything else. Maybe because purple is such an aggressively vibrant color, but not aggressive in the same way that red is. I guess it's a mix of blue and red. So, like, because art is very calming, as is blue, but it's also very passionate, as is red. And so when you mix the two together, you get purple, which fits art for me. Foreign language goes to orange because, I don't know, it's just orange. And then any class related to economics or politics or government, anything of that sort, it just gets a neutral gray color. So make of that what you will. You know, when I started thinking of this video, I was really, really sure that I would easily be able to come up with 7 different colors for the 7 days of the week. But it was a lot harder than I thought it would be. So let's just start from the beginning of the week, and I'll try to explain as I go. Which means we're gonna start with Sunday. Some people say that Monday is the beginning of the week. Those people are probably right, but I'm too stubborn to acknowledge that. Sunday. The sun, which is yellow, orange, red, white, one of the warm or hot colors. So naturally Sunday would be one of those colors, and I'm just kidding. Sunday's like a nice chill blue. Probably because I grew up thinking of Sunday as like the chill day, like the calm before the storm. Like a nice chill, you know what I mean when I say chill blue. Not chill as in like cold, but chill as in like chillaxed. Some of you may be inclined to put red for Monday just because it's the worst day of the week, typically. But I like purple for Monday. I can't explain why, as if I'll be able to explain why for any of the other ones, but Monday feels much more like a purple than anything else, and I'm pretty set on that. You're not gonna change my mind. Tuesday gets red. I don't know why, but Tuesday and Wednesday, which is a dark blue, those two are like, I'm really set on those. Even more so than Monday. Like those, Tuesday being red and Wednesday being like a dark blue, you're not gonna change my mind on those for sure. Thursday, on the other hand, I could very much be convinced to change. Right now I have it as like a hot red-orange. I feel like it could be better, but I don't really have I don't got a better example. Maybe like a dark forest green, but that doesn't feel right for Thursday, so I got nothing. Friday is often regarded as the happiest day of the week. Not like, that's not a quote or anything that I got from anywhere. That's just like common opinion, or from what I've gathered. I don't know. So Friday gets yellow. It's a bright, happy color, and Friday's a bright, happy day. Unless it's like a rainy Friday. Then it's not a bright, happy day. But like the vibe is still bright and happy, I would say. Saturday gets cyan. Like a bright, annoyingly bright cyan. Full of energy, full of vibes. Saturday gets a very energetic color, I would say. What's something similar to days of the week that doesn't inherently have a color? Well, that would be months of the year. If you haven't seen this video yet, I listed out what colors I would put for the months of the year in that, but we'll go over them real quick. January, being the cold, icy month that it is, gets a light blue. Like almost a snowy blue. It's more icy than snowy, but it's not like too icy, because then it'd be cold. But like it is cold, but like not like cold in the sense where it's like pushing you away. Like a welcoming cold, like you know? February gets a red pink, like a bright red pink, like almost red, but almost pink, but not magenta. March gets the truest green that you can think of, the greenest green that ever greened. April gets a pastel sunny yellow. May gets a pastel flowery pink. June gets a bright, annoyingly sunny yellow. July is colorless, it's just kind of white. August, being the searing hot month of warmth that it is, gets red. September doesn't really have a color for me, but because there's not really a lot of blue on this list, September is blue. And I said that in the original month video. Like I said something along the lines of September doesn't really have a color for me.
September has nothing for me, so September just gets blue, so there's more blue in here.
But the more that I've deliberated on it, the more that September is blue. I kind of convinced myself into thinking that September is blue. That's just the way it is now. October is orange, November is brown, and December is red, but kind of almost like a slightly dark red. Crimson, in a way. Crimson is a dark red. Is crimson a darker red? Speaking of red, earlier I talked about red invoking feelings and emotions. So what colors would I assign to different emotions? Honestly, I don't think this one is too controversial. Obviously, joy would be yellow, sadness would be blue, anger would be red, fear would probably be like a light, like a lavender purple color, and then disgust would be like a slightly lighter than green. They should make a movie about this. This is a good idea. All jokes aside, you ever looked at the ground? I mean, I'd hope so. It'd be really weird if you went your whole life without looking down. The ground, what am I doing? The ground. We've integrated the ground into I'm going somewhere with this, trust me. The ground beneath your feet is part of a larger land mass, that being a continent. And those obviously have colors because there's things on the continent that have colors, but they still give off a different color for each one for me. North America is red, but like a slightly lighter than red. South America is a lighter than blue. Africa is like a golden yellow, a slightly darker like yellow than sunny bright yellow, almost like a more natural mustard yellow. Europe is a very planty green, a lighter like yellow green, but more green than yellow green. Asia, on the other hand, gets a green sea green. So, you know how sea green can kind of be like blue green a lot of the time? This is more of a green, like a mint green almost. I'd give Australia like a darker orange. So, you know how like October's orange? Take that and then like darken it a little bit. So it's a little bit more like natural, I guess. Antarctica, come on. What do you think Antarctica is gonna be? Take a wild guess. Come on. Just throw one out there. I know you got it in you. What about the oceans? Well, the Pacific Ocean is about as blue can get, but not too dark of a blue. The Atlantic Ocean is the Pacific Ocean, but slightly darker to me, although I could also be convinced that it's a sea green. Like, it's very split between these two. I'm not super decided on this one. The Indian Ocean is a light, slightly green blue, but only slightly. Mostly blue, but like just a twinge of green in there. But mostly blue and lighter than everything thus far. The Arctic Ocean is a dark, intensely saturated blue. And then the Southern Ocean, or the Antarctic Ocean, whatever you want to call it, okay, take the blue of the Pacific Ocean, and then take the blue of the Atlantic Ocean, not the sea green Atlantic Ocean, the blue Atlantic Ocean. Take those two, and then make a blue, like in between those. So, you know, it might be hard to distinguish between these three, but like, it's water. It's gonna be blue either way. Wait, how many things have we covered so far? We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What color are the numbers? 1, red. 2, blue. 3, green. 4, yellow. If you disagree on any of those, you're just wrong. I'm sorry. As strongly as I stand on everything past that, I can accept disagreement. If you don't think 1 is red, 2 is blue, 3 is green, or 4 is yellow, like where... I just feel bad for you. Like, what went wrong? 5 is red. Somehow it's the exact same red as 1 for me. I don't really... There's no difference between the two. Likewise, 6 is the exact same blue as 2. Maybe slightly lighter, but I don't really care all that much about it being different. 7 could be the exact same green as 3, but whatever green 3 is, 7's gonna be slightly darker for me. 8 is sea green, mint green, but slightly bluer than mint green, about as typically sea green as you can get. You guys might hate me for this, but 9 is the exact same purple as Monday. It's not the same thing as when people say that like Thursday and November have the same vibe. Is that what it is? It's not the same as that. I don't think 9 and Monday have the same vibe. I just think that they have the same purple. Or something like that. And then our first truly colorless item on the list, 10 is black. It's a double-digit number, and I'm not going to go to any numbers past this because it kind of just loops. 11 is red, 12 is blue, 13 is green, 14 is yellow, 15 is red, 16 is blue. It just kind of loops back around, but 10 is black. Likewise, 20 is black. Actually, 20 would be like a dark blue. And then 30 would be a dark green, and 40 would be a dark yellow. So maybe 10 is like a dark red, almost. But regardless, 0 is black, so that's probably what threw me off there. Naturally following numbers, we would do letters. And I have to admit right off the bat here, I have a ton of bias when it comes to I mean, like, I have this entire video is as biased as it gets, but specifically for letters, I'm willing to admit my bias. I'm about to drop some crazy ball knowledge. Any of y'all watch Leapfrog Letter Factory? I feel like that's where I get most of these from. Okay, but like, regardless of bias, A is red, B is green, C is blue, right? Come on. D is purple. That's also one that I feel about as strongly as ABC on, but the difference is that I'm okay if you don't think D is purple. I don't know what you would think D is if not purple. But D is purple. E is not the only one I'm confused by on this list, but it's the one I'm the most confused by. Like, I genuinely don't really have a color assigned to E. Not even in the sense where I would give it, like, white or black. Like, it just doesn't match anything for me. So I gave it, like, a dandelion yellow, like a sunny yellow. But it just truly doesn't match anything for me. F is orange, but a light orange. But not tan, a light orange. But not yellow orange, a light orange. Like a light orange. G is orange, but a dark orange. But not a ugly orange, a dark orange. Like kind of a slightly red orange, but only slightly. H, and I'm fully willing to admit that I'm insane for this, is tan. Like skin color. Like H is like the color of flesh is H. I just got a really gross image in my head. Again, I'm insane for this. Yeah, I is orange, but orange. No ifs, ands, or buts, it's just orange. J is yellow, normal, default yellow. K is blue, normal, default blue. And L is green, normal, default green. And I definitely know why L is green. It's my favorite letter. That was a voice crack and a half. I can acknowledge that, you know, my favorite color is green. L is my favorite letter. The two definitely got linked up somewhere along the way there. M is purple, and I can say that pretty confidently. No rationale behind it. I think it's Monday, honestly. Now that I think about it, I think it is Monday. M, Monday, purple. And then 9 slots in there somehow. I don't know. Those are all the same purple for me. Those are all in the same ballpark. N is pink. And it could be a red pink. It could be a magenta. It could be a light pastel pink. It's just any of the pinks really work for N. But for me specifically, it's mostly like a magenta fuchsia pink. This is where I can say that Leapfrog Letter Factory had the largest influence on my perception of the colors of letters. Because O, truthfully, I don't have anything for O. But Leapfrog Letter Factory gave O like a lavender pastel purple. And that's what O is for me. So can't really say that I'm not biased in that regard. P is yellow, and then Q is also yellow, but a more dandelion yellow than P, but not so much that it dips into orange yellow, just like as gold a yellow as it gets. R is red, S is blue, T is red. And R and T are the same red as A, which honestly, that's kind of funny now that because those spell art, but art is purple. Huh. That is really funny. Either way, S is the same blue as C, because they make the same noise. And also, I just realized K is the same blue as C as well. They're all the same blue. So it's almost like it's like a gradient, but with sound instead of color, because they're all the same color, so it's not a color gradient, but it's a sound gradient, because it goes from S to K. That's kind of neat. I like that. U is a true yellow, and then V is a yellow, but like a highlighter yellow. So almost like a tinge of green is in there. Like a highlighter yellow. You know what I mean, right? And I don't even think that that's influenced by Cyberpunk 2077. Because that's a very prominent yellow in that game, and the main character's name is V. I don't think that, I actually don't, unless it's like a subconscious thing to the point where I can't recognize that it's a subconscious thing. I just don't, I think that's just coincidence. W is another weird one, but I ultimately gave it like a dark, super saturated blue. X is purple, but could be like a purple, like a dark-ish purple, but I'm not super, X is kind of ambiguously purple. Y is again magenta, fuchsia, similar to N, but it's almost more like a red, pink, or magenta than N is. And then Z is red, the same red as A, R, and T. The 4 letters that are red out of all 26 letters for me, they're all the same red. There's no different reds in here. They formed a squad on day 1, and it's been the same ever since. What about symbols? I think, this is, out of every category we've covered thus far, these are the ones that I'm the most undecided on, but I still feel confident in enough of them to where I feel comfortable including them. The 2 that I am 100% certain on are the exclamation point and the question mark, those being red and blue respectively. Other than that, is kinda up in the air. The @ symbol is red. The $, more so than anything before it, is 2 colors. I'd be willing to say that this is the only thing on the list, even more so than the Atlantic Ocean, that is 2 colors. Because what is the $? It's money. So money is green. But the $, is also gold, like a gold yellow, like a shiny metallic gold. It's literally both of those. I actually cannot make up my mind on this. The hashtag is a dark foresty green or a dark purple, but no, actually, scratch the purple, dark foresty green. The % symbol is colorless, it's black. The caret, and brace yourself for this genius conclusion here. The caret is orange. Did you know there's a color called neon caret? I didn't. I found it while figuring this video out. I think that's a hilarious name for a color, because what do you mean the caret is neon? Is the caret glowing? Regardless, the caret is orange. It's not the one that I feel the most confident on out of everything on this list, but it's the one that just feels right. It just brings me the most joy in knowing that that's what it is. The ampersand is a true, like, normal green. But that one's kind of an ambiguous one. And then the asterisk is white. The period, being the be-all, end-all to a statement that it is black. The comma is red. And then the apostrophe is red. And then quotation marks are red. Come on, they all look the same. Why would they be different colors? The colon is black because the period is black, so why would 2 of them be a different color? And then the semicolon is red, because there's a comma in there. So, it's just kind of split, red and black. It's just kind of split up between the 2 when it comes to the dots and comma-shaped figures of symbolism. And then just for the hell of it, I'll throw in ellipses. That's black, obviously. I don't know why it would be a different color. I don't even know why I had to clarify, like it would be a different color. I just wanted to. The math symbols, I mean, this one, I'm not super satisfied with my conclusions for these. Besides the plus and minus, which are blue and red, multiplication could be purple, but it also could be green. The thing is, if I made it green, it would feel wrong because X is purple. So I don't know why I don't know why the multiplication symbol, which is an X, would be a different color than X. But I don't know, like I could see it being green, but it feels more right as purple to me. The division symbol is yellow, which, you know, when I think about the concept of division and dividing numbers and splitting things apart, it doesn't feel yellow, but the division symbol is yellow. So I don't know. And then the equal sign is purple, but like specifically the color eggplant. I don't know why. It just is. And then I don't really know what to label this last segment of symbols. So I'm just gonna call it parentheses are light gray, brackets are dark gray, and then curly brackets are black. The reason I said that like I was unsure is because I am unsure, and on the script I have them labeled as purple. In hindsight, I don't know how sure I am in that conclusion, but I'm gonna say black for now, but like purple's up for discussion. Both slashes are a dark gray, like so gray that they're pretty much black, but not black. So like matte black, I guess. The line, the absolute value symbol, that's black. The underscore, the horizontal line, that's black. And then the only thing left is the greater than or less than signs. I was gonna say black, and truthfully, I think they are black, but I wanna make them green. Because of the whole analogy that you learned when you were learning about greater than or less than, is when the thing you learn is that it's the alligator eats the bigger one. So I want to make them alligator green, okay? And why? What's your problem? If you have a problem with that, why? What's your quarrel with a little whimsy? And then next up, boys are blue and girls are green. Green? I messed up the bit. Now, I don't have anything else to assign colors to, at least right now. That's all that I have in the script. But I feel like there are certain words that I could assign colors to. So I'm gonna just pull up some words. Random word generator. Okay, and generate. Aluminium. Well, that's just silver. Superior. Superior feels like a blue. Like a slightly darker than true blue. Brain, that's pink. If squishy pink was a color, that's what brain would be. Herb, that's just green. Like a slightly darker than true green. Jest, I like that word a lot. Not sure what color I'd give it though. Red or yellow? What's like a silly, like yellow, yeah. Like a silly color, yellow. Silly yellow, if that's a color. Cow, well I can't do black and white. I can only do black or white. Actually, you know what? Screw it. This is my video. Cow gets the texture of cow as its color. 'Cause I said so. Mosaic. Ooh, purple. Dark purple, but pixelated. Just 'cause. Employee. Red. Like just a normal red. I don't know why. Just a normal red. Packet. I don't know why, but light blue came to mind. Actually, no, I thought about it a little. I thought about it for more than 1 second. Light blue doesn't really work, it's purple. Wake. Well, I always thought, my brain immediately went to wake up, but like, think about like waves, like the wake of water. So, light blue, almost sea green blue. Dash. Like geometry dash? Red or purple, I think. Definitely not biased at all. Engagement. Silver. Or white because of like the color of a diamond or a silver ring. I wonder where I got that from. Combine. I'll go with like a navy blue on that. Like a dark navy blue. Apple. Yeah, there's green apples and yellow apples, but come on. Nerve is purple. Purple, like a dark purple. Or like a light, like a fuchsia pink. One of the two. Meal. I'm gonna give that like a squishy brown. Squishy pink was for the brain. Squishy brown is for like meatloaf color. That's meal. Vague. Ooh, like a misty gray. Like so gray that it's almost white. All right, well, that's about all I can think of in terms of assigning colors to things that don't already kind of have a color assigned to them. So, in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and keep thugging it out. Why did I write that?